there, slot car land? How's everybody doing this fine Sunday, Thanksgiving weekend? Hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving. You got to spend it with family and friends, and you didn't eat too much on Thursday, and you didn't wake up on Friday with a turkey hangover. So I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to start our Mega G project. We're going to start tearing this bad boy apart, getting it ready for the new parts that'll be ordered here soon. There's a couple things we're going to do first. We're going to first put it on the dyno, get a baseline where it's currently at right now. This is my best Mega G. This is my race car that I use all the time. So we're gonna change out the brushes, the motor brush springs. The pickup shoes on this car look okay. They're not too bad. We're definitely going to be changing the pinion. We're going to be taking a look at the rear axle. I have another rear axle and a pinion already. So we're going to take a look at those, make sure they're doing all right. And then we'll put it all back together as soon as the brushes and the motor brush springs show up. We'll also clean the armature commutator, make sure it's all nice and clean and ready to go back in the car. Make sure the brush barrels are all nice and clean. So when we put them back in the car, everything will be good to go and all of that. So let me get set up here. We'll get it put on the dyno, we'll get a baseline, and we'll start tearing this bad boy apart. So let's put this bad boy on the dyno. We'll get a baseline for it. Whoop. Oh, come on. There we go. I did warm it up a little bit before we started doing this. So we're looking right around 2.75 looks like where we're at for the baseline on the Mega G. That looks like where we're at there. So we'll make that our baseline. We'll make our baseline 275, even though it looks like it's going down the more it warms up. But we'll leave it at that. Make it 275. So let's take the motor clip off. We'll take the rear end out of the car here, and we'll do some examinations here. We'll take a look at this gear, which I think is pretty good. Yeah. Gear looks pretty good. I don't see too much wear and tear on it. Definitely need to clean this axle up a little bit, but overly not too bad. We might throw the new axle in this just to see what it does. So let's get the pickup shoes off. Take the pickup shoe springs out. Them out of the way. Okay, now let's grab a flathead screwdriver and we'll pop. Oh, nope, I need a narrower one. That one is just a skosh too wide for what we want to do here. Oh, nope, that's a Phillips. What the heck? People have been in my box, and I need to get some of my stuff back. I think the boys, there it is. I think that might be too wide too, yep. There we go, this will work. Now, popping these out is a lot like a Super G or Aurora G Plus car. Make sure you cover your your motor there, and as you can see, that motor brush is pretty well worn. If it'll focus, yeah, you can see how worn that motor brush is. Spring doesn't look too bad. We'll assess the springs as we when we put the car back together. Oop. And we will see if we need to change those springs out or not. But these motor brushes are well used. This car's never been taken apart. So let's, oop. There we go. I think, I don't know, we should, there we go, be able just to get that right out of there. There we are. Let's remove that bell end. And as you can see, I don't know if the camera will focus on it here. See how chewed up that pinion gear is. So we're definitely going to need a new pinion gear on this car. So let's get this one off. There we go. There's that. Put that down there. We'll just chuck that pinion gear. And now, let's kind of see if we can get this armature cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to change out my anvils here and everything, and I'll be right back. We also might do a little motor shimming on this car. Just, sorry. Just to see if it helps improve its performance. After we put it back together, we'll see about whether we'll put the motor back in the car. We might even do that this video, just to see if we need to add any motor bushings in the car or whatnot. So that looks pretty clean, as you can see. There it is. Just drop that right there. And now we will get some rubbing alcohol here. Clean up the chassis a little bit. Get some of that motor carbon cleaned out of this chassis. This has been a really good car for me. Oh no, it wasn't this car. That was my SRT Turbo that won the first year we did the magnet car class. But this Mega G has also been a very good car for me running it. To me, the Mega G cars are way better than the Mega G Plus cars. I think they perform a lot better. They seem to handle a lot better too, in my opinion, than the Mega G Plus cars. But front axle looks like it's okay. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, so that's good. Alright, now let's clean the rear axle here. Get this kind of cleaned up a little bit. Looks like it's fairly decently clean. We got a lot of gunk around the hubs though. Let's kind of wipe the hubs off a little bit. Get some of that gunk out of there. Clean up around the pinion stop here. That looks a lot cleaner. You guys can see the gear a little better. It does look like it maybe might need one, but we'll put the new pinion in it and see what happens. Still got some dust on it though. Is that right there? There we go. All right, I think that's pretty clean. Take a look at I'm gonna drop the armature bell ends here into the rubbing alcohol to kind of clean them up a little bit. Let's see. Get these cleaned up. Come here. There we go. Especially the one that's on the front of the motor. It's probably the dirtiest from all the carbon buildup from the motor and the motor brushes on there. Okay. So, let's see here. Let's get this pinion out. I'll be right back when we get this pinion out and we'll install it. Alright, so let's install this let's install this pinion. There we go. And then we'll put the other bell end, the other, oops, out of the way, the other bushing back on here. And we're going to reinstall this in the car for a minute. And as you can see, we got a little bit of play there. So we can probably add another bushing in there when we go to install this. That seems pretty good with the mesh on that new pinion. This axle could probably use a shim too. As you can see, we got a lot of play in that rear end on this car. So we'll probably also, when we put this car back together, we'll add some shims to this rear axle. We'll pull this hub off and we'll put a couple of shims on there, and we'll get this car shimmed up, make it really good and really fast. So that's a couple things we'll do. We'll shim the motor. I'm going to take the motor back out of this car just to have it all apart so we can reassemble it for you guys when we get all the parts in. And we'll shim the armature on this car, we'll shim the rear end on this car, and we'll see what that does on the dyno, and then we'll take it to the track and do some testing on the racetrack as well. So, but for now, we're going to take this back out, and we will do all the shimming and everything when we reinstall everything. We'll shim the armature and we'll shim that rear end and everything all at that time. We'll make it all one video. Dang it, front end keeps going back into the holder. Let's take you. Come on. There we go. There we go. Alright, take that back off of there. That's the front. Put the armature right there. And we'll close this video out. Alright, so I hope that helps you guys out a little bit with showing how to tear apart a Mega G. And when we get those parts in, we'll reassemble this car. That'll be in 2 weeks. So that'll give me enough time to get the motor brushes and the motor brush springs in for this car. And we'll reassemble it, and we'll do the shimming of the armature. We'll shim the rear end in that car. I'll show you guys how to do that, and where you guys can get shims and all that kind of stuff for your cars in that video. But that's what we're going to do, and we'll put it back on the dyno, see how it runs, and then we'll go on to the track, and we'll take it on the racetrack and do some testing on the racetrack as well. So I hope you guys have a great week. Remember to look out for the Monday walk around, the crash of the week, and the Saturday speed shot. I'm working on like I keep saying, I'm working on a couple ideas for Tech Tip Tuesdays. There might even be one this week, so be on the lookout for that as well. And just continue to have a great week. We'll be back racing on the 15th of December. So we still got 2 weeks, but that'll be another live racing action for you guys. Remember, the 15th of December, round 5 of the Central Washington Championship Series, right here at Circuit de Osmond at my house. Classes will be Auto World Thunder Jet Ultra Gs, the DK4 cars, and a promoter's choice, which I'm still trying to decide on what we're going to run for that. So be on the lookout for that. So hope you guys have a great week. Remember, keep that pin in the slot, the wheels on the downside. Keep racing slot cars. Keep having fun. Keep meeting new people in this hobby, because there's tons of great people in this hobby. And just remember to have fun while you're doing it. We'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Bye.